The forest moon of Ewathal had never seen creatures like the ones who fell from the sky. The Kalanori tribe watched from the shadows of their great trees as metal ships descended through the clouds. Their skin was pale and soft. Their bodies were small and weak compared to the tall, blue-skinned hunters of the forest. The elders called them the Skywalkers, and they warned everyone to stay away. Chief Siral stood at the edge of the sacred grove, his golden eyes narrowing as he observed the strange beings building their camp near the river. His daughter, Netirika, crouched beside him. She gripped her bow tightly, ready to defend her home if needed. "They bring machines that tear the ground," Siral whispered. "They cut trees without asking permission from the spirits. These creatures have no respect for life." The Kalanori had heard stories from other tribes across the moon. Stories of how the Skywalkers destroyed forests on distant worlds. Stories of how they poisoned rivers and drove away the sacred animals. The Council of Elders had decided to watch and wait, but trust was already broken before it could even begin. Commander Sarah Chun stood outside her prefab shelter, wiping sweat from her forehead. The air on this moon was thick and humid, filled with sounds she had never heard before. Her team of 30 scientists and engineers had traveled for 6 years to reach this place. Earth was dying. The oceans were rising. The crops were failing. Humanity needed a new home, or at least new resources to save the old one. But Sarah had given strict orders. No weapons except for defense. No cutting living trees. No hunting the local animals. They would mine only dead matter and fallen timber. They would take only what they needed and nothing more. Commander, her second-in-command, Dr. Marcus Webb, approached with a tablet in his hand. "We've detected intelligent life forms watching us from the forest. Should we make contact?" Sarah looked toward the dark trees. She could feel eyes upon her, hundreds of them, studying her every move. "Not yet," she said. "Let them come to us when they're ready. We don't want to scare them." Days turned into weeks. The Kalanori continued their observation. They saw the humans building strange structures, but noticed something unusual. The Skywalkers did not cut down the living trees. Instead, they gathered only the fallen branches and dead wood. They did not hunt the animals. Instead, they ate strange food that came from silver packages. They did not poison the river. Instead, they built a machine that cleaned the water and made it even purer than before. Netirika was confused. This was not what the stories had told her. She decided to get closer, to learn more about these strange creatures. One night, she climbed down from her tree and moved silently through the shadows until she was close enough to hear them speaking. 2 young humans sat by a fire, talking in their strange language. Netirika had learned some of their words from a translation device one of the elders had found years ago. She listened carefully. "Do you think we'll find what we need here?" one of them asked. "I hope so," the other replied. "If we don't find the minerals soon, the people back home will start dying. The medicine shortage is getting worse every month." Netirika's heart beat faster. Medicine? They were here for medicine? She had expected them to be here for power, for conquest, for destruction. But they spoke of saving lives, of helping their people survive. She returned to the tribe and told her father what she had heard. Siral did not believe her at first. He had seen too much suffering caused by outsiders. He had lost his own brother in a war with sky creatures from another world long ago. Trust was not something he could give easily. "They could be lying," he said. "They could be pretending to be peaceful while planning something terrible." But Netirika could not shake the feeling that something was different about these Skywalkers. She continued to watch them every night. She saw a human woman tend to an injured bird, carefully wrapping its wing and feeding it until it could fly again. She saw the humans plant new trees in areas where storms had knocked the old ones down. She saw them share their food with a young animal that had wandered into their camp, lost and hungry. One evening, disaster struck. A violent storm swept across the forest, bringing lightning and fire. The flames spread quickly, racing toward the Kalanori village. The tribe gathered their children and elderly, preparing to flee to higher ground. But the fire was moving too fast. The path to safety was blocked. Cyril looked at his burning home with despair in his eyes. His people were trapped. The spirits had abandoned them. There was no escape. Then, through the smoke and flames, machines appeared. Not weapons of war, but strange vehicles that sprayed water and foam. The humans had come. They worked through the night, fighting the fire with everything they had. Sarah Chan led her team personally, shouting orders and directing the effort. A burning tree began to fall toward a group of Kalanori children. Without thinking, Marcus Webb ran forward and pushed them out of the way. The tree crashed down on his leg, trapping him beneath its weight. He screamed in pain, but he did not let go of the child he had shielded with his body. The Kalanori warriors rushed to help. Together, humans and natives lifted the tree and freed the injured man. They carried him to safety as the fire crews continued their work. By morning, the fire was out. The village was damaged but not destroyed. Many homes could be rebuilt. Many lives had been saved. The Kalanori looked at the exhausted humans with new eyes. These creatures had risked their own lives to save strangers. They had asked for nothing in return. Sarah approached Chief Cyril. She was covered in ash and soot, her clothes torn and burned. She looked nothing like a conqueror. She looked like a mother, tired and worried, hoping she had done enough. "I am sorry we could not save everything," she said through her translator. "We came as fast as we could." Cyril studied her face for a long moment. He saw no deception there. He saw no hidden agenda. He saw only a woman who had fought beside his people when she did not have to. "Why?" he asked. "Why did you help us? We have given you nothing. We have shown you no kindness. Why risk your lives for us?" Sarah smiled sadly. "Because that's what humans do," she said. "Or at least, that's what we're supposed to do. We haven't always lived up to that ideal. We've made terrible mistakes in our past. We've hurt others and destroyed beautiful things. But we're trying to be better. We're trying to learn from our errors." She paused and looked at the rising sun. "My people are dying back home. Our world is sick, and we don't know how to heal it. We came here looking for minerals that could help us create medicine to save millions of lives. But we promised ourselves that we would not become the monsters from the old stories. We would not destroy another world to save our own. We would find a way to take only what we needed without causing harm." Natirika stepped forward. "The minerals you seek," she said. "Where are they found?" Sarah pulled out her scanner. "Deep underground, near the mountains to the east. But those lands are sacred to your people. We could not go there without permission. We would rather fail our mission than disrespect your home." The Kalanori Council gathered to discuss what they had learned. For hours, they debated and argued. Some elders still did not trust the humans. They remembered the old stories too well. But others pointed to the burned forest and the saved children. They pointed to Marcus Webb, who lay in the human medical tent with a broken leg, still asking if the children he had protected were safe. Finally, Chief Cyril made his decision. He walked to the human camp and stood before Commander Chun. "The trust between our peoples was shattered before it could begin," he said. "We judged you by the actions of others. We expected the worst because that is all we had ever known from sky dwellers. But you have shown us something different. You have shown us that not all who fall from the stars bring destruction." He reached into his pouch and pulled out a glowing crystal, a sacred stone of his people. "This stone will guide you to the mountains. My daughter will take you there. You may gather what you need for your medicine. But you must promise to return when you are done. You must promise to share your knowledge with us so that we may heal our own people when sickness comes." Sarah took the crystal with trembling hands. Tears rolled down her cheeks. "I promise," she whispered. "I promise we will never betray this trust." In the months that followed, humans and Kalanori worked side by side. The humans taught the natives how to purify water and preserve food. The Kalanori taught the humans about the forest, about which plants could heal and which could harm. They shared meals and stories. They learned each other's songs. When the time came for the humans to leave, the two peoples gathered at the river for a ceremony of farewell. Chief Surul presented Sarah with a ceremonial bow, a gift reserved only for the greatest allies of the tribe. Sarah presented the chief with a communication device so that they could stay in contact across the stars. "You came seeking minerals," Surul said, "but you have given us something far more valuable. You have given us hope that not all strangers are enemies. You have shown us that trust, once broken, can be rebuilt if both sides are willing to try." Marcus Webb, walking now with a slight limp, stood beside Netirika. In the months of working together, they had become close friends, perhaps something more. Neither was ready to say goodbye. "I'll come back," he promised her. "As soon as my leg heals properly, I want to learn more about your people. I want to help build the bridge between our worlds." Netirika smiled. "I will wait," she said. "But do not take too long, Skywalker." Time moves differently when you are waiting for someone you care about. The human ships rose into the sky, carrying the precious minerals that would save millions of lives on Earth. But they carried something else too. They carried stories of a world where trust had been broken and then healed. They carried hope for a future where humans and aliens could live together in peace. Back on the forest moon, the Kalanori returned to their daily lives. But things were different now. The children played games that mixed human and native traditions. The elders told new stories, stories about the good Skywalkers who fought fires and saved children. Stories about the beginning of a friendship that would last for generations. And in the sacred grove, where Chief Surul communed with the spirits of his ancestors, a new tree was planted. It was a hybrid, created by human and Kalanori scientists working together. It grew faster than any tree before it, reaching toward the sky like a promise, like a prayer, like hope made solid and green and alive. The trust between their peoples had shattered like broken glass when they first met. But from those broken pieces, they had built something new, something stronger, something beautiful. Glass, after all, can be melted and reformed. And sometimes, the new shape is better than the old.